No matter what you type in on Google, your competition's ranking at the top. How do you beat your competition? What do you really need to do so you can outrank them? Because if you can, your business would explode, right? Hey everyone, I'm Neil Patel, and today I'm going to break down what you need to do to outrank your competition. Now, before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. First off, I want you to go to Google and type in any keyword that you know your competition is ranking for. So I'm going to type in marketing. As you can see here, HubSpot, I compete with them for a lot of terms on Google. They rank. And what do I need to do to outrank HubSpot? And you can do this for a lot of terms that you're looking to rank for, but I'm going to break it down for a URL like this, like HubSpot, and then go from there. So then that way you can see the exact process that I use to determine what I need to do in order to beat my competition. So the first thing I look at is the domain authority. As you can see here, they're 92, estimated visits. If I click the drop down here, it'll end up showing all the keywords that they're ranking for on this page. You can see how many social shares they have and how many backlinks they have. As you can see here, 192. So I also pulled up the URL here, which is hubspot.com/marketing. What is marketing? And I'm going to take that URL and put it into Ubersuggest. So I'm going to go into Ubersuggest, type in the domain. This is hubspot.com or blog.hubspot. They got a domain authority of 92. They're getting a lot of organic monthly visits. They're ranking for a lot of keywords, over 4 million, and they have over 267 million backlinks, which is ridiculously high, right? So I can say, all right, my domain name is neilpatel.com. If HubSpot has 400 or 4 million keywords that they're ranking for, a lot of traffic, high domain authority, a lot of backlinks, what is my site? And I'm just loading up a new tab with the same report. And instead of HubSpot, I'm going to now put in neilpatel.com. All right, so when I look at this, I have a lot of backlinks. 3 million, not as good as 267, but still good. Domain authority of 86 versus 92. That's important because you have to remember the backlink number could be deceiving. Someone could have tons and tons of backlinks from one individual domain, right? So you want to look at the domain authority as well. So you'll want to drill down and then click on SEO Explorer and then go to backlinks and type in the competitor. And I'll look up the whole domain first. So under type, you look, make sure it's selected as domain. You'll see domain authority, backlinks, referring domain names is 212,000 for blog.hubspot. And then you have the overall organic monthly traffic. Now I want to select the exact URL. When I select the exact URL, you can see domain authority of 92, backlinks 421, referring domain names 192, organic monthly traffic, it's more than 0, but it's low. So when you look at this, you can see anchor text distribution, how many links that they have. And in general, all right, I can see that they're ranking for a lot of keywords, but don't just look at the individual URL. I want you to look at the overall domain level. And if you want to beat your competition, it's not just what you need to do on a page level, it's also domain level. And as you can see, they have a lot of backlinks pointing to their site. So when I'm looking at HubSpot overall from a domain level, they're doing really well. They got a lot of juice. They got a lot of backlinks. They're getting more backlinks than they're losing on a daily basis, which you can see here. You can see their anchor text is a lot of random terms. They have a lot of high domain authority links. For example, 81 to 100, 1,582. They have over 4,000 for 61 to 80 for domain authority. They even have a lot of 41 to 60. And they have tons of low domain authority links as well, which is the majority. But still, they have volume-wise a lot of high domain authority links as well. And this will just give you an overview of a site like HubSpot or your competitors that are doing well. And that'll give you a rough rubric of what you need to do from a link standpoint, authority building standpoint, so then that way you can do better over time. In addition to that, look at the pages that are ranking well for them that you want to rank for. What is their content? How in depth is it? What can you do to outperform them and make something that's better? Is your user experience great? And I would have to say, when I look at the user experience, they don't have tons of pop ups, great experience, not a ton of sidebar stuff. Um, let's say allow cookies, pop ups, not too bad. It was more so later on the page experience. And you can probably move the content a little bit higher on the fold. There's a lot of wasted space up here, so that could be improved if this was your website or if you're trying to beat them. And then you can look at the content. All right, maybe they can add more images. Maybe they can add more stats or data. Maybe they can add videos or explainer video. All this kind of stuff will give you an idea of, hey, my competition's not doing this, and that's what they need to do if I want to do to potentially outrank them, because it provides a better user experience. So the big thing that you need to look at if you want to outrank your competition is the quality of their content. You then need to look at how many links they have and the overall authority. Then the next thing I want you to look at is how many brand queries they have, because brand queries are super important. So if I look at HubSpot, because this tells Google that, hey, HubSpot is a legitimate company, they're not someone who's going to create quote unquote fake news. And Google's looking at brand queries because they know if a lot of people are typing in a company's name, that the chances are they're doing something right. So here's HubSpot. If I compare it to Neil Patel, they're going to, of course, outrank me as a $20+ billion company. As you can see here, compared to Neil Patel, they're much bigger. They're much bigger $20+ billion company than me. And when you look at it, they're 56 versus 4. So rough math is 14 times larger than me, which means that I need to do a lot more work in getting my brand out there, maybe more PR, maybe creating better content, more videos, anything I can do to try to get an edge on that end. Another thing that I want you to look at is, so we looked at links, you looked at content quality, you looked at brand queries. Another thing that I want you to look at is how many errors do they have. So in the sidebar, click on an Uber suggests. I want you to click on SEO Analyzer and type in your competitor's domain. So let's say if I click HubSpot or type that in, you can see their overall SEO score, how they compare to you. And this is for their homepage, not their subdomain blog.neilpatel. This technically pulls the whole site, but you can see the traffic estimation is for the main domain. It's not for their blog, but the SEO score is for the whole site. And this will give you an idea of, all right, this is what HubSpot's doing. This will give me an idea of what I need to beat in the SEO score as well. And the other thing that you'll end up finding out is, if you want to really beat someone, the one thing that most people don't look at when it comes to SEO, and this is the most important factor, and I know there's over 200 factors, but I'm giving you the main ones to look at. The other thing that most people don't talk about is, let's say if I'm going after HubSpot, I would literally go to HubSpot.com and I would go survey people, go to tools like usertesting.com, where you can survey and interview people, or you can talk to potential customers in your space and go look at, all right, hey, what do you think about HubSpot? What could they do better? What do you think about my website, Neil Patel? What could I do better, right? Because I can go tell people, hey, go to neilpatel.com and tell me, hey, what's wrong with Neil Patel? What could I do to make the experience better? And all of this will give me an understanding of what I need to do with my content, with my, the quality of my product, with my user experience. All this kind of stuff is super important, because at the end of the day, SEO is dependent on a lot of external factors like branding, backlinks, and you can't build 100,000 backlinks easily or build an amazing brand out of thin air unless you have a really good product or service. So I don't want you to just look at SEO as, hey, I need more backlinks, I need to write more content. I want you to also think about, what can you do to make an amazing user experience? What can you do to make an amazing product? And this will give you all feedback and data points on how you can improve your SEO and outrank your competition. It's not a quick hit. It's not a short-term thing. All this stuff takes a lot of effort to win. But when you do win, you can create a massive business. If you have any questions on how you can beat your competition, feel free and leave a comment below. If you enjoyed the video, like it, share it, tell other people about it. If you need help with your marketing, check out my ad agency, Neil Patel Digital. Thank you for watching.